So you know what I was thinking about earlier today? How the movie Space Jam is kind of amazing in oh wow, right, I forgot the double battles were a thing that they added in this game. That's fine because they're both lame. I was thinking about how Space Jam is kind of amazing in how much it is about absolutely nothing. Like, because it begins with this scene of young Michael Jordan playing basketball and talking to his father, and then it cuts to years later when his father dies, and he's so distraught about it that Michael just quits playing basketball. He quits his passion because his father is dead, and then that doesn't factor into the rest of the movie ever again. It is forgotten about immediately. It was completely irrelevant. Well, you could have had a good movie, a movie that was funny and also had a heart and was about something. I mean, it wasn't funny, but you could have made a movie about something because the whole movie is Michael Jordan reconnecting, like hanging out with the Looney Tunes, which could be seen as reconnecting with his childhood. And hey, it establishes pretty early on he has children who are Looney Tunes fans, so maybe it's about him being a father when he's mourning his own father. But no, it's just about nothing. It's all forgotten immediately. It has a really poignant opening, and then none of it ever again. And like Space Jam 2 is an abysmal movie. It's just utterly awful. But at least it's vaguely about something in that there's an aspect of the plot that things happen, like in that it's about LeBron James and his son, not his real son, like the actor playing his son who invents a video game, and then they make that video game into the Space Jam with the basketball players who I've never heard of. To be fair, I've never heard of any of the ones in the original because I don't do sports. Um, but no, like it's about LeBron's relationship with his son. It's a terrible movie. That relationship is incredibly shallow. But I mean, there was a central plot through line as opposed to Michael Jordan is mourning his father. Now let's forget about all of that because what this movie is actually about is is about the Looney Tunes, but the Looney Tunes aren't gonna do anything and will barely feel like the Looney Tunes. Like Space Jam's just a terrible movie, and the other one is a more competent terrible movie. But there's a sort of earnest charm in how terrible the original Space Jam was, in that it was a terrible movie, but so incompetent that, I mean, it's kind of, well, part of it's because I watched it a bunch of times as a kid. It's a terrible movie that I kind of have nostalgia for, and at least it's charming in its terribleness as opposed to the other one, which is just corporate synergy, like very by the numbers. We made this movie to raise our stock prices by showing off all of the things that we own as a company. Spencer Reed is what I'm naming you. And the original was also that, but it was that, but stupid, because it was purely a cynical movie. It was an adaptation of a sneaker commercial. There's a scene where that guy from Seinfeld, like, just lists off all of the corporate sponsors in one breath. Like, it was a terrible corporate grab, grab movie about nothing. But at least I don't know. They're both terrible movies. Second one at least has the Looney Tunes occasionally doing good Looney Tunes stuff, which is better than the first one, which has like 2 minutes total of the Looney Tunes actually doing Looney Tunes stuff and is basically unwatchable. Alright, I gotta update my Pokemon. This one. Wait, no, wrong button. So you'll notice that my team has changed. I have updated my team in that because I lost two Pokemon last time. What I've done is I've trained up to 35, all of them but Nidoran, and I evolved the Abra into Kadabra, and it's gonna evolve fully soon. And I did all the water routes, and now I should be fine going forward. And let's do Spencer Reed's comment, because I read comments in these videos. Yeah, Bruce would have a decent point if he mentioned this to Jason. This is on my the real reason Batman didn't kill the Joker. That's the wrong town I flew to. Because the whole joke in that is me explaining what actually happens in the story, Death in the Family. Like, because what happens, the reason Batman doesn't kill the Joker, like, it's not because it would be too easy or because he can't cross that line. It's because Joker becomes the Iranian ambassador to the UN, and Superman said, you can't snap the Joker's neck. It will cause an international incident. That comic is so fucking good. No, the issue where Jason dies is really well done. It does a good job capturing Bruce's grief. It's got good art in it. It's just an all around really good issue. And then immediately after, we get the stupidest fucking plotline in the history of DC Comics. Um, Literally, right after Jason died, he tried to go over him after him. Joker got in a position of political power, and Superman told Bats he was untouchable. I remember reading the original Death in the Family book when I was a kid. Lol. Yeah, that was that comment. And let's give Jasmine her medicine for her Ampharos. So, I'm working on the Homestuck Epilogues video, and I'm very close. I did a lot of. I sh- I'm ahead of schedule. Actually, no, I was ahead. Actually, no, I'm still ahead of schedule. I should get this video. How the fuck's she gonna get out of here? That ladder doesn't go to the ground. That ladder goes to where you fall when you jump out a window. Jasmine, how's she leaving? Whatever. Um, I am ahead of schedule. I'm definitely gonna get that done by 4:13, and I was hoping to have it done by today, but the last 20 minutes that I was going to do last night and today are not going to be done in time. Or, well, aren't done yet. I might get them done in time. I should be able to. Because last night I was dragged to hell by an angry mob, and I suffered and was tortured for all eternity, and only got out this afternoon. And what I mean by that is, I'll start my day. It's Friday. I work as a journalist. I'm finishing writing up stories for the week because it's a weekly paper. And I get an email from this primary challenger for my state level congresswoman. Or, like, no, not state level. Well, state. Marionette Miller Meeks, that asshole. That is who I'm talking about in the federal House of Representatives. Um, her primary challenger is gonna be in town, and would you like to interview me? And my answer to that is fuck no, that sounds awful. But as a person who, for a job, works as a journalist and has to cover things, the answer is sure, I would love to. And it turns out the place where I go, he says, oh, I'm speaking at this event, and I go there, it is, oh god. Oh god, this is a big Republican rally with 12 different candidates running for office. Oh no. Oh, I'm obligated now to interview all 12 of these. Oh, this is going to take 3 hours. That's how long this rally is, because I have to stay for all of it because they're giving speeches at the end. Oh god, I have to spend 3 hours covering a Republican political rally. This is hell on earth. And all of these people, some of the local ones were nice, like people running for local government office. Some of those, I will admit, were those people are fine. I don't have any problem with them. All of the people going for state government and especially federal government were the worst human beings I've ever had the misfortune to talk to. Holy shit! So this guy who emailed me. So first off, this email that I received, because this guy not a real fucking candidate. He's not going to win his primary. He's just a joke. It was in Comic Sans that his assistant from her personal email, which was called like Country Girl 127, emails me in Comic Sans asking if I would be open for an interview. So right away I'm like, you are a joke. But anyway, that guy, he was the one who I had like a 25-minute interview with him, and it was just the most vile, rancid horseshit I've ever seen, because we've got a pretty far right congresswoman here in District 1 Southeast Iowa. His primary problem with her, actually let me check out what's his primary problem with her is she's basically a Democrat. Now why do you think he believes that? Oh, because because in 2022 she voted to legalize gay marriage. That monster. Oh God, this guy is going to be the worst. Like, she's practically a Democrat because she doesn't hate the gays. Ooh, please never talk again. Oh, this is awful. What can I find here? On the water routes, I can get seal, which, yeah, if I fish, I could get chinchou, but, those are some good Pokemon in the grass that I will go for. Sure. Sure, I'll do that. Do I want a Farfetch or a Miltank? That depends on what I set the time of day to. And I'll just keep it on night. I'm fine with. I'd prefer Miltank to Farfetch. Oh God, and just this, just angry rant. No, it's not even. I was gonna say it's an angry, hateful rant, and it is. But he is one of those guys who insists, "Oh, I don't hate gay people. I love them, and Jesus loves them, and Jesus said you gotta torture them with electroshock and conversion therapy to make them stop being gay. That Jesus loves them, which is why he wants them to be tortured until they stop being gay. And I also love them. I'm not a hateful man. I just support torturing gay people and think their existence should be criminalized. And then he moved to trans people, and I'll talk more. Every fucking person there hated trans people with a burning passion. Went on angry rants about it. It is sickening how diehard hateful of trans people the Republican Party are. But no, this guy's like, he wants to ban gender affirming care. He hates trans people, and that's expected. So I'm just fully pissed off at him at this point because he's giving me just this unhinged homophobic, and then he starts ranting about trans people. He how do sorry, lost my train of thought for some reason. I finally give him a bit of pushback, and I say, well, I've read studies that show that gender affirming care significantly lowers suicide rates. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Those aren't real. If you let someone transition, 20 times the suicide rate goes up. Okay, that's fucking bullshit. First off, I double checked afterwards. Yeah. National Institute of Health, 73% reduction in suicide rates. Like, if a fucking drug lowered suicide rate 73%, it would be a miracle. It would be sung to the heavens. It would be beloved. The greatest antidepressant ever. So, like, even if you fucking hate trans people, you can't deny that gender affirming care saves lives. But I ask him to his face. So let's say hypothetically it does, though. Let's say hypothetically that gender affirming care lowers suicide lives, and if you ban it, it will cause deaths. Would you still, in that case, ban it? Oh, of course! Like, no hesitation. Oh, of course, yeah. I'd kill trans people. I fucking hate them. I want them dead. Or, excuse me, no. Oh, I love them. I love them. And that's why I want them to die, because I love them. And I'm not a good guy. Those trans people who are friends of yours, Casey Germs, I want them dead. Because Jesus loves them, and their existence needs to be purged, and I love them by murdering them. I'm such a good guy, and I fucking hate that man with every... His name is Dave Posh or something. He's like this wacko pastor from Davenport. He's a bastard, and I think every other person at that event who stood next to and smiled and listened to his speech is a rat fucking bastard too, because, like, no, there's a point at human decency when, if this is who you're associating with, you have abandoned any claim to be a good fucking person. Like, God, it's just so fucking abysmal. And, like, I mean, no one else there said they wanted to kill trans people, but I don't doubt they did, because I had my state level house lady, Helena Hayes, there, and she gives this big speech about why she ran for government in the first place. So, earlier that week, because I'm going to do contrast with this, I talked to a woman who is running for federal Congress trying to de-seat Miller Meeks, who is just a Democrat because she doesn't hate gay people enough, apparently. And she said, well, the reason I first started running is because when I was a teenager, my father's health insurance got canceled, and we had to choose between putting food on the table and paying for my father's medicine. And I'm like, wow, that's such a startling, powerful story that I fully understand why you're involved with politics. Why are you in politics, Helena Hayes? Well, a few years ago, at a public pool in Pella, there was a trans boy, and she's going to call this boy she again and again because Ellen Hayes is transphobic as fuck. Well, there was a trans boy, and he didn't have a shirt on at a pool, and oh my god, that is the worst thing ever that there was a teenager who violated once a dressing code. My god, this is the most horrible thing ever. And she continues, and like I went to the government and they didn't do anything. So I knew then that I had to dedicate the rest of my life to politics because once a teenager violated a dress code and the government didn't get involved. That is, of the two stories I heard about why people ran for politics. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh god. Just losing Pokemon again and again and again and again and again and again. And. Oh, fucking Christ. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Alakazam is such the Alakazam line. I don't have any moves that can weaken it because if I have Pokemon that are strong enough, because this game has such shitty fucking leveling. Like the leveling in this game is just terrible. If I have Pokemon that are weak enough that they cannot one shot wild Pokemon, so I can catch wild Pokemon, then I die to the trainers because I'm so far under level for the trainers, and you can't train at all in Kanto because all the Pokemon are unusably low level. Like God, I don't like Heart Gold Soul Silver that much. I think it is a fundamentally unbalanced game that's frustrating to play. And that distracted me from thinking about that transphobic asshat Helena Hayes. Like just this. And the other big speech I heard was from Adrian Dickey, the really transphobic state senator from my area. He's a rat bastard. He gives this speech, and it's a bragging speech. It's him saying, "This happened, and I'm proud of it," is how I'm going to preface this. This is what this man thought was a thing he would brag about. He says that when I started running for Congress, or excuse me, state senate, my daughter told me that she could not support me over my abortion and trans rights views. She said they were horrible, and if I did these bills, she would never talk to me again. And well, I haven't talked to her in 3 years. Like, he's bragging about the fact that he chose political power over his family. Like, he's like, I want to hurt trans people and take away abortion rights so much that I was willing to never see my daughter again for the rest of her life. And, like, that's what you're. I'm calling this person because that gives me a flaffy. Like, that's the thing you're proud of. That's what you're bragging to these people, that you just never talk to your daughter because you were too dedicated to being a fucking asshole. And whatever says, the last one actually makes sense. He should have done that. I don't even remember what that's on one of my Death Note videos. Was it on killing politicians or killing businessmen? I don't know. That's what Ryuk suggests. Like, Jesus, you're a bit. How empty do you have to be inside that, like, these people, that they are spending entire lives away from their families, away from their children, so they can make other people's lives more miserable, so that they can make trans people suffer, that they will give everything to make sure that happens. Like, it's just sad. It really is. That they are so devoted to being pieces of shit. Let's do the Safari Zone. And I don't even have a third comment, like, prepped up. I'll do the Safari Zone. Okay, I'm required to do the owner aptitude test. I'm going to. Was the owner aptitude test? I don't remember. Don't have to catch like a Geodude or something. Actually, a Geodude would be really good right now. I could go for a Geodude. I could really go for a Geodude. Whatever. Okay, so if I catch a... Yeah, I'll take a Geodude. I don't like Safari Zones in Pokemon. They're just not fun. Good, I got a Geodude. I'm naming you Alt Dave because that's a commenter who on my Dave Strider video is like, did Dave make this? No, because I talked about how Dave isn't cool. Okay. Still gotta do the water part of the other route, but I'll go do it in a minute. Oh, and I still have to do Cliff Cave. There's Pokemon in Cliff Cave. Yeah, I'll go through and do that. Owner aptitude test. I got my Geodude. That's all I really needed. Okay. And next week I will have my Homestuck video essay. Oh, I did have 2 pieces of writing that I released this week, and I gotta do this place too, because you can catch Pokemon here by headbutt trees. What was I gonna say? So I'm blanking. One thing was some poem that I wrote after like just feeling like this anger. Like after I finished recording last week, I put it down in words. All of the things I was feeling about helplessness and not being able to do anything about the fucking genocide my government is carrying out in Gaza. And so I wrote about it, and I got that out. I'll put a link in the description. I also wrote. I finally uploaded back when I was in college, like in my Silver Screen days. I was commissioned by Riley Thorpe, or not commissioned. I was asked by him to write the script for a comedy miniseries about the Joker being roommates with Bane and the Riddler, and we never ended up making it. But I finally just uploaded the script. I think it's all right. It's on AO3. I'll put links to both of this in the description. This country is going to hell because these borderline fascist movements are just gaining in power because, as with all fascists, they prey on times of fear and uncertainty and hatred. It's just, it makes you feel hopeless that this is just growing and growing, and then they're going to. I don't know what to say about it. Where even is the? Oh, I need waterfall to get to the grass in this. If I want a Farfetch'd or a Miltank or a Ditto. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for the seal. Cliff Cave. What can I get in Cliff Cave? I don't see anything new. Mischievous. I can get Mischievous. Oh, that's interesting. I have never done Mischievous before in a Pokemon game. I am going to get a Mischievous. Actually, you know what? Next time. I'm going to get Mischievous next time because it's late and that will be running around for a while. If this isn't Mischievous, then I'm going to come back for that. Okay. Realize that I can use my Nidorina as a Pokemon. Okay, so what even is the water layout? Because I don't remember this area very well. If I surf around, I can. There's a beach, and that's it. I mean, there's some waterfalls, but that's to go to later. Yeah, I'll get the seal, and next time I'll start by getting the Mischievous, and that'll be it. And then I'm gonna go on to Price, I think, is next. I don't know if it's him or Rocket Hideout first. Okay, there's gotta be an item here or something. Yeah, I've run out of things to talk about. Oh, so I do a historical column at my journalism job, and I never go super in depth. It's like 1,000 words a week. But anyway, this week I talked about the wave, like that social experiment on fascism, and then I'm like, oh well, looking into it, oh there were all these adaptations. Wow, that one sounds like a really accurate adaptation. That one sounds like a really oh my god, what the fuck is We Are the Wave? Like a Netflix teen drama based off the 1960s social experiment on how people are very willing to accept fascism and like how authority like they'll just do what authority says and including fascism and form their own SSs and intrinsically wow that would and your adaptation is a Netflix teen drama about a group of vigilantes like going after far right politicians and that's bad and oh no they're gonna shut down the weapons manufacturer. Wow, this is the opposite of Starship Troopers, where you took a work that was very very critical of fascism and how and just stripped it away of all of that criticism of fascism as in replaced it with a vague extremist politics are bad on both sides. uh Wow. Wow, what a fucking worthless adaptation you have made. Wow. Actually, hold on. If I fish, I can get a chinchou, I'm seeing. I'd like a chinchou more than a seal. Or actually, hold on. Dugong is ice, which could be good against Lance. So actually, yeah, I will do seal. I don't know. I can get chinchou in other routes I know in Kanto. So yeah, yes, I can get Seal in Kanto. You know that famous Disney movie, and I'm running out of comments, but I got a big video coming out, so I can do the comments. And I'm just gonna do the most recent comment um, from Ancient Guru 150. To be honest, I think Dave is cool for real. I guess Dave's kind of cool. You know, you think he's cool when you're 14 and first read Homestuck, but I guess he's kind of cool too. I don't know. Anyway, fascism is never present threat. It's very popular among Republicans. And I feel guilty for saying vote so trans people don't get murdered because Democrats are currently murdering Palestinians. Although, to be fair, Republicans are gonna fucking do that too. But you know, it's fucked.